Life, like a river, is constantly changing. It carries its waters calmly or rushes forward violently. But one thing remains unchanged: its flow. In psychology and personal development, the concept of flow reflects the state of harmony with the environment and the activity being performed. Flow is the synchronization of mind and task, when life seems to be a continuous forward movement. Setting out on a journey without a goal is like sailing without a compass on a vast ocean. It's easy to get lost among distractions and unexpected challenges. However, with clear goals, the path becomes clear and straightforward. These goals, born out of the deepest desires and passions, serve as guideposts to help you find your way even in the most unpredictable situations. They not only point to success, but also remind you of your true purpose. An action arising from the depths of conscious intentions takes on a special significance. It is important to emphasize that purposefulness, setting the vector of movement, does not constrain the framework of rigid predetermination. The point is to keep one's focus on the goals and allow oneself to move toward them with grace and ease. When an individual is fully immersed in an activity that is in harmony with his or her deepest aspirations, he or she taps into an inexhaustible source of energy, inspiration, and extreme concentration. This state of flow goes beyond the mere attainment of milestones and the conquest of set peaks. It is the true enjoyment of the process itself. Each step taken in the direction of the set goals not only brings a person closer to the realization of his dreams, but also strengthens his connection with the essence of the flow, allowing events in his life to unfold harmoniously and effortlessly. In the multifaceted canvas of existence, where countless threads of thoughts, actions, and distractions are intertwined, it is the magnetic power of concentration that allows one to unmistakably identify and follow the very golden thread that leads to the realization of cherished dreams. Embracing this focus acts like a transformative lens. Concentration is like a lens that sharpens vague images and gives concrete shape to abstract concepts. It is not just a limitation of the field of vision, but rather its filigree adjustment, whereby all unnecessary things are sifted out in order to see and appreciate the most important things. When the noise of external stimuli subsides, a person finds a sensitive connection with his or her deepest aspirations, directing every thought and action to confidently move toward the intended goals. True concentration does not tolerate violence against oneself. It is born organically when one's activity finds a deep response in one's soul. In this state, every moment becomes a conscious act of contemplation. Concentration keeps one firmly in the present, allowing one to fully experience and utilize the richness of the present moment. This is where the real magic happens, when the union of attention and intention produces results beyond the wildest expectations. As Leonardo da Vinci once observed, human judgment may be flawed, but true mastery requires a mind that is always, at the very heart of passion, lies the elusive beauty of a magnetic attraction that has a marvelous capacity for self-reproduction. By relentlessly giving oneself to activities that feed the inner passion, one creates a continuous cycle of positive reinforcement. Over time, he or she achieves deeper and deeper harmony with this flow, as if by magic drawing experiences, favorable opportunities, and wisdom from the world around him or her. This provides compelling evidence that when an individual is fully committed to his or her chosen path, it is as if the universe conspires to guide him or her forward. In the grand dance of existence, there is a precious moment when the dancer merges with the dance itself. This is the profound essence of the loss of self-consciousness. When the boundaries between self and action are blurred, one is no longer simply performing an action. One becomes its embodiment. Such moments are not the exclusive privilege of outstanding artists or elite athletes. It is a universal experience available to anyone who immerses themselves in their pursuits with an ardent heart and a mind free of extraneous thoughts. The remarkable feature of this state is the sense of freedom it bestows. When the shackles of preconceived opinions and far-fetched assessments of others no longer weigh on one's shoulders, the road to realizing one's true potential is wide open. A person begins to act not out of a desire to impress the imagination or to stand out from the background of others, but out of a deep inner agreement with his true nature. Consciousness becomes a boundless field of possibilities, where creative energy flows like a life-giving spring bursting from the bowels of the earth. It is in this state that many people experience a sense of inextricable connection to something beyond their own self, a sense of being part of the universal cycle. Ralph Waldo Emerson once remarked, "To be yourself in a world that is incessantly trying to reshape you to suit itself is the greatest of accomplishments." In the context of the flow state, this thought takes on a special depth and significance. The loss of self-awareness is not an escape from oneself, but rather a true self-knowledge. In the moments when we forget our constructed identities and social roles, when we discard the masks we wear in society, a spark of our true selves flashes before us, free of shackles and limitations. It is important to realize that these moments are not random anomalies, but rather signposts that guide us to our natural state of harmony and wholeness. By recognizing and cultivating these unique moments, one has the opportunity to form a fertile ground for their reoccurrence. In this way, the journey of life becomes a process of harmonizing personal aspirations and daily activities with this life-giving flow, which ultimately leads to a state where all elements of being come together seamlessly and effortlessly, transforming life from a simple sequence of events into an exquisite and coherent symphony. The state of flow has a special relationship with the passage of time. In moments of deep engagement in an activity, time seems to lose its power, and hours fly by like fleeting moments. This distortion of time perception is not merely an optical illusion, but a clear indication of the deep immersion that accompanies true passion. When one is fully focused on the task at hand, external distractions, including the inexorable passage of time, recede into the background, allowing one to be fully present in the present moment. This deep immersion contributes to an enriched life experience where every moment is filled with vivid colors, details, and subtle nuances. In this altered perception of time lies a profound meaning that reveals the true nature of our existence. Often, we live our lives subject to the dictates of the clock, constantly rushing from one commitment to the next. In ordinary life, time often eludes us, forcing us to move from one activity to the next, barely catching our breath. However, the state of flow reminds us that quality is more important than quantity. What matters is not how much time we have, but how we choose to use it. By pursuing activities and experiences that immerse us in this state, we consciously choose to live more deeply, making the most of every moment. So, how do we utilize the time distortion phenomenon to live a life that flows more effortlessly? It all starts with a dedication to developing activities and creating an environment that fosters deep concentration and engagement. By prioritizing these moments, we anchor ourselves in the present, allowing the past and future to dissolve, if only temporarily. The magic is not in avoiding time, but in embracing its fluidity and realizing that it is in our power to shape our experience. Flow thrives on the clarity of immediate feedback, where every action elicits a reaction. In the dynamic process of self-improvement and goal attainment, The principle of immediate feedback plays a key role in helping individuals navigate the path to success. This principle is not simply the collection of information, but the creation of a kind of rhythm and harmony that permeates all human activity. Like a melody guiding a dancer's movements, feedback allows for adjustments in action and tempo, ensuring that the approach is constantly tuned based on the data received. Feedback acts like a real-time compass, pointing in the right direction and helping you stay on course. Its value lies in its ability to smooth the path, removing obstacles and allowing you to move smoothly toward your goal. It serves as a reliable anchor, keeping a person from straying too far off course. It is crucial to remain receptive to feedback, be it signals from the external environment or internal sensations. This allows minor adjustments to be made in a timely manner, preventing major problems from occurring. This continuous process of interacting with feedback contributes to greater harmony and efficiency in any activity. Interaction with tasks and reality reveals a state where life seems to flow effortlessly. At the heart of achieving this state is a delicate balance between the complexity of the task at hand and our skill level. Imagine a situation where you are balancing on a taut rope. On one side stretches a world of trivial tasks that breed apathy and indifference. On the other side rise exorbitant challenges that plunge you into an abyss of anxiety and doubt. But right under our feet, at the point where challenge and skill meet, is where the magic of flow is born. This balance ensures that we are not overwhelmed, but also do not feel unappreciated, but rather fully engaged in the process, feeling how each task is harmoniously woven into our being. Dr. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, who has devoted his academic career to studying the concept of flow, once remarked, "Flow is an experience that one later recalls with nostalgia, exclaiming, 'How great it was,' or 'What pleasure I had.' For work to be enjoyable, it must be organized in such a way that it..." The essence of the challenge meets skill principle is to create flow. When tasks match our abilities, it not only increases productivity, but also brings joy, satisfaction, and a sense of harmony with the world. However, this balance is not static. As skills improve, we need to seek out new, more challenging tasks to maintain this delicate balance. Actively seeking new challenges ensures that as one develops, one's experience is enriched by a state of flow. It is a continuous journey where the experience of flow stimulates the drive to improve skills, which in turn requires the pursuit of more complex challenges, ensuring a constant process of growth and engagement. Thus, the principle of challenge meets skill involves not only finding balance, but also being in harmony with oneself, recognizing personal progress, recognizing new levels of mastery and adjusting tasks accordingly. This allows us to turn life into a beautiful choreography, where every movement is filled with meaning and purpose. Immersion in the dance of being is easy and effortless. Floating on the river of life, feeling this unstoppable flow, is like being a skillful captain who skillfully guides his ship, confidently maneuvering in turbulent waters. Feeling personal control in this context of flow provides a sense of power and direction, allowing one to align one's actions with one's cherished desires and goals. This does not necessarily mean submission to external circumstances, but rather the ability to be proactive, responding to the challenges of fate with dignity. By gaining this personal power, individuals are able to channel their experiences into positive and constructive outcomes. They don't just accomplish tasks, but integrate them into the fabric of their life's journey, finding harmony in every step. For those who yearn to enhance this sense of control, there is a valuable method based on 3 pillars: recognition, reflection, and redirection. The first thing to do is to recognize those moments when a sense of control slips away and a sense of disorientation takes over. Recognition is the cornerstone of change, the starting point on the path to gaining inner strength. It is then necessary to reflect deeply on the reasons for the condition. Experiencing this state and recognizing the factors that triggered this reaction is essential. Identifying the root cause is the key to clarity in understanding what is happening. Finally, you need to channel your energy and focus on the actions that lead to the desired results. By systematically applying these 3 P's, a sense of personal control can be strengthened. This ensures that even in the face of unpredictable life circumstances, one maintains a state of flow, moving forward smoothly and effortlessly. The flow state is not just a fleeting feeling of increased productivity, but a reflection of the profound truth that it is the process of movement and development that often yields the most valuable rewards. When people are fully engaged in activities and tasks that match their skills and passions, the work process itself becomes a major source of satisfaction. This alignment eliminates the obsession with the end result, allowing you to appreciate every moment, every step, and every decision made along the way. As the process deepens. In the dynamic whirlwind of life, every action becomes a graceful dance where goals and passions intertwine, and the destination takes a back seat to the boundless joy of the journey itself. However, adopting such a worldview requires a conscious rethinking of values in a world that often prioritizes outcomes and end goals alone. Recognizing the intrinsic value in the process itself can be a real revelation. It requires shifting the focus of attention from the uncertain future to the present, from looming expectations to what is unfolding right before our eyes. Fully embracing the present moment and savoring every step of the journey brings the most lasting and valuable rewards, which are often hidden in the subtle nuances of the journey itself. In this way, the flow state elevates the act of creation to the level of high art, where the process itself becomes a self-sufficient reward. In addition to being a state of mind, flow is a way of life, an invisible current that drives passion, nourishes creativity, and blurs the boundaries between the ordinary and the extraordinary. A world where dreams are not just pursued but lived to the fullest is a world in which these 8 characteristics. Certain aspects or elements have become so organically embedded in the fabric of everyday life that they are part and parcel of it, appearing naturally and effortlessly as if they were a matter of course. They require no special effort to discover or manifest, because they are already deeply rooted in the habitual way